Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome. And dear prospective learners, my name is Anila Sharma, and I'm the Associate Dean with AAFT Online. And on behalf of AAFT Online, I welcome you all to this exclusive webinar on bridal makeup. We are truly excited to have you join us for this specialized webinar, where you will be diving into the beautiful and intricate art of bridal makeup. Bridal makeup is a unique craft that requires not only technical skills, but also a deep understanding of a bride's personal taste, culture, and emotions on her special day. Today, you will learn the essential techniques that create flawless, long-lasting looks while also exploring how to make every bride feel confident and radiant. Whether you are a makeup enthusiast looking to hone your skills or an experienced artist ready to add bridal expertise to your portfolio, this webinar will equip you with the valuable insights, tips, and tricks from the industry expert. And we have with us today. From the traditional to the contemporary, you will gain the knowledge that will help you adapt the different bridal taste, styles, and the client preferences. We encourage you to take the most of this learning experience, ask questions, take notes, and be open to the creativity. Bridal makeup is about more than just a technique. It's about creating a magical transformation that will be remembered for a lifetime. We look forward to an engaging, inspiring, and empowering session together with our expert, Ms. Muskan. Muskan is a highly skilled makeup artist with extensive training in fashion media makeup from Pearl Academy. She has worked alongside some of the industry's top professionals, including renowned YouTuber Bhuvan Bam. Her expertise spans various areas, including music videos and bridal makeup. Her attention to detail and creative approach ensures that every project is executed with exceptional precision, delivering outstanding results. So with this, we give you a warm welcome and we invite Muskan to please take over.
Thank you, Anila ma'am, for the kind words. So today we're going to create a very special bridal makeup. 2024 bridal makeup is all about glass skin, luminous makeup, and very skin-like glow. So we're going to create a very nice, trendy look that's going to enhance our natural features and you're going to look extremely beautiful. So let's start. So first, always start with the skin prep. We're going to start with the cleansing first. So you're going to take any wet wipe. And you're going to clean your client's face. Clean it nicely and always see what's the skin type of the client, and you can also ask them. So I'm going to ask my model, what's your skin type, dear?
Dry skin.
Okay. So I'm going to remove any leftover lipstick. So the main goal of this look is to create beautiful, shiny, glowy makeup. So for that, as the skin is dry, I'm going to give a very nice hydrating moisturizer. So I'm going to use ghee-based moisturizer for that extra hydration. Always scoop out the products. Do not use it directly. Take it on the palette and use the stippling brush to apply the moisturizer. I always start with the less. If I require more, I just take a little bit more product. Always with a spatula. Tuck your lips inside. And especially for the under eyes, I'm going to take some product and look up and apply the moisturizer as eye mask. I'm going to let it sit on the skin. And I'm going to give it 10-15 seconds to penetrate into the skin. Till that time, I'm going to do her brows. I'm going to take a spoolie first. Just brush her brows. And then I'm going to take dark brown pomade to fill in the gaps of the brows. Taking my angular brush. Start by lifting the brows, creating a line underneath, and creating small strokes. Just turn a bit.
Muskan, if you could simultaneously answer, because there's a question which says that what was
Sure.
the moisturizer which you used? So if you could please let us know that.
It was a ghee-based moisturizer from a brand called Grita. So you can use any hydrating moisturizer. It can be CeraVe, it can be any brand. Just use a nice hydrating moisturizer according to the model's or client's skin that you're doing. As the skin is dry, I used an oil-based moisturizer. And if you're doing it on an oily skin, you can use water or gel-based moisturizer. I'm just filling in the gaps. And take a little bit more product. And distribute all the pigment with the help of a spoolie. I'm keeping the brows very natural. Doing the same thing on the other side. Lifting the brow up. Creating a line. Creating vertical strokes and filling in the gap. Simultaneously distributing all the product with the help of a spoolie.
Muskan, there's a request that has come which says that if you could, while doing the makeup, if you could simultaneously please keep telling the names of the products and the types of
Sure.
brushes you're using.
Okay, I'm using an angled brush and I'm using Pax Brow Pomade in this shade dark brown. Yeah, it's a cedar cream brush. I'm keeping the brows very natural. Check from the front. It's looking fine. Show it to me. Yeah. Clean off the excess. Now I'm going to dive into the eyes. I'm going to let the moisturizer seep into the skin. Till the time I'm going to do the eyes. For that, I'm going to start with the eyeshadow primer. It's from PAC, the 24/7 eyeshadow primer. I'm going to take some product and take it out in my palette. You can apply it with a brush or fingers. So I'm going to do it with my fingers. Close your eyes. So it is really important to apply eyeshadow primer on the bride, as we do not want the eyeshadow to crease. And this helps in enhancing the eyeshadow as well. So once we are done with the eyeshadow, we're going to apply the concealer on the eyes. I'm using L'Oreal's Infallible Concealer. Taking some on my palette. And I'm going to apply it with a concealer brush. I'm using a flat concealer brush. It's close. Just layer it nicely. And I'm going to blend it with my beauty blender. This is from Morphe. Keep the pressure very, very light. And I'm going to do a very soft, natural looking eyeshadow. I'm going to use peach rust for that, very earthy tones. I'm going to take my fluffier brushes and I'm going to take a lighter brown color. Dusting off the excess. I'm just going to go above the crease line as transition. Close your eyes. I'm going to press the color in. You can see I'm dabbing the product in. So the color payoff is good. And then I'm going to blend it in swiping motions. Same, I'm going to do this on the other side. Look around. I'm using this light brown color as transition color. So now we have a nice base. I'm going to move on to the crease. For that, I'm going to use a nice peachy color. The same brush I'm applying on the crease. In circular motions, I am bringing the product in. So I'm doing circular motions, pushing the
Muskan,
color inside.
Muskan, there's a question which has come which says, can you suggest eyeshadow tip for the hooded eyes?
Yes, so you have to go very light on the eyes with very light eyeshadow colors. You can't do smoky eyes on them. Use shimmers on the socket area and apply a light eyeshadow, very soft colors like light pink, light peaches, light browns on the crease area, so that the eyes looks open and big.
Thank you for answering that.
Close. So I'm putting a nice peach color. I'm building the product up, building the color up. Now with the help of a smaller brush, I'm taking a small round brush and I'm taking a nice rust color for the outer corner to create depth close. And I am putting the color diagonally. So I'm putting the color diagonally and blending it into the crease. Keep the pressure very, very low. And I'm going to take another peachish color and intensify the crease a little bit further. So see how I am doing circular motions and intensifying the color. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and take nice nude color. Close. And just apply it in the center of the eyelid. Keeping it soft yet very beautiful. I am doing both the eyes simultaneously. And now I'm going to apply some shimmers. Very lightly, I'm taking a champagne gold shade and I'm just applying the shimmer in the center. Try to use your fingers while applying shimmer because it picks up very beautifully on the fingers. I'm just going to put some shimmer on the center of the eyelid. I'm going to take a small brush, small flat brush to go into the inner corners and apply a white highlighter. Open now. I'm just gonna see if I need any more color, need more shimmers. So I'm gonna go very natural, very subtle. So I'm just gonna enhance the outer corner a little bit. Always dabbing off the excess close. Pushing the color inside and lying diagonally. Now, whenever I'm doing subtle eye, I love to go with a wing liner. So I'm gonna give a beautiful wing liner. I'm using Hilary Rhoda's liner for that. So start from the middle. Draw the line. And then connect it till the center. So I'm dipping my brush inside. Never pump into the liner. Just swirl it and take the product out. And be very careful when you're doing the liner. So keep your eyes closed. As I've done liquid liner, I'm going to give it few seconds to dry. And make sure there are no liner marks on your hand. You can get into the client's face. I'm just going to wipe any residue in the eye. So dip your liner brush inside. Get off the excess product. Turn your face a bit. Yeah. So there is a bit of excess liner here. I'm just going to let it dry and then I'm going to wipe it off. Keep your eyes closed. Cleaning off my fingers first. I'm going to take fresh wet wipe and just sharpen the liner a bit. And you can also remove any excess liner mark if you have. Great. So that is how you can sharpen your wings also. And I'm going to go in with the same eyeshadow. Just blend it out. I'm going to wait for a few seconds till the liner dries out. And there will be some fallout on the client's face. You're going to take your wet wipe and remove that excess fallout. Open. Yeah. So I'm just going to remove any excess fallout. I'm going to go again with the सो मैं फिर से मॉइस्चराइजर लूंगी बिकॉज मैंने अभी सारे एक्सेस फॉल आउट हटाए थे तो आई नीड टू कीप द हाइड्रेशन अप सो आई एम गोना टेक माय स्पैचुला अगेन and I'm going to apply this moisturizer as eye mask. This is a really great way to prevent any creasing also. And now I want beautiful glass skin look. So I'm going to take a blurring primer जो moisturize भी करे. So I'm taking Prosh Silk Blur Primer. Always taking the product with the spatula. taking it onto your palette and applying it with your brush. You can also use your fingers, but I like to apply my primers, moisturizer with the stippling brush. Make sure to apply nicely on the face. And it's a very nice hydrating primer. आपको according to skin type ही primer choose करना है. So I'm going to let it sit for 10 seconds. Then I'm going to do the correction. For that, I'm going to take orange color corrector. Look up. अब मैं वो सारा मॉइस्चराइजर स्किन में ब्लेंड कर रही हूँ जो मैंने पहले अप्लाई किया था. I'm going to take my pointed concealer brush. Look up. Face down, eyes up. Yeah. And I'm applying orange color corrector onto her dark circles and any discoloration that is on her face. Turn. On a pimple mark around her mouth area. So, जहां भी आपको डिस्कलरेशन दिखे वहां पे आपको पीच या ऑरेंज कलर करेक्टर अप्लाई करना है. Now to blend it out, I'm going to use my beauty blender and इसको completely blend नहीं करना है आपको. We need the orange on the face. Now I'm going to take the same concealer that I used earlier and I'm going to apply on the under eye area. So wherever I have applied the color corrector, I am just evening it out with the help of a concealer. And I'm using a concealer brush for it. And आप जैसे देख सकते हैं, I'm using very less product. बहुत ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट मुझे नहीं लगाना है बिकॉज अभी जो ट्रेंड है उसमें लोग बहुत ज्यादा मेकअप नहीं प्रेफर कर रहे हैं. दे आर प्रेफरिंग वेरी लाइट सटल मेकअप. Just blend it out a bit.
And the color of the concealer is the shade darker or lighter than the skin tone, or how have you used that?
It's just her skin tone, not light, not dark. Because I have used color corrector, I'm just gonna match the skin tone and apply the concealer.
Great.
If you're not using color corrector, then you can use darker concealers.
And which concealer brand are you using?
It was L'Oreal's Infallible range. Look up. Now you can see her face is almost even. I'm just gonna do the foundation. For that, I'm using Forever 52's Pro Artist range. I'm mixing two shades. One is Peanut. And the other one is French Toast. I'm using one pump of that one and half pump of French Toast. I'm going to take my flat brush just going to go shade lighter than a natural skin tone.
And what would be the shade of the color or the color of the, concealer specifically for the skin, acne skin and the pigmented skin?
So you have to use either correctors or you have to use at least 2 shades darker to cover acne marks or melasma or pigmentation. So if you are using color correctors, then you can use concealer that is your own skin shade. But if you are not using color correctors, then you have to use at least 2-3 shades darker concealer to hide those.
And is there any specific reason for using a lighter tone of foundation?
To brighten her skin up.
All right.
Because as it's a bridal day, you want the face to be a little bright. So I'm just going with a shade lighter tone. And I'm taking very little foundation. आप देख रहे हो मैं बहुत thin layer लगा रही हूँ foundation की with my flat brush. Before moving on to the forehead, I'm just gonna blend the face area. With the help of a blender, I'm just gonna blend the foundation. So you don't have to swipe the foundation. आपको dabbing motions में apply करना है.
Is your blender dry or wet?
It's damp, not wet, not completely dry. It's damp.
Okay.
Done. Make sure there are no brush strokes. Now I'm going to take another pump and do the forehead. Always take less product first and then you can add the product as required. I am working the product out and then I'm going to lift the tika and apply the product on the forehead. With the help of a blender, I'm going to blend it. So before going with the powder, I'm just going to do cream contouring and cream blush.
Muskan, there's a question which says, which brush are you using for applying the foundation? And also the
Flat
name
foundation
foundation,
brush.
please. The brand.
Okay, these brushes are from PAC. All the brushes I'm using are from PAC and I use flat foundation brush for the foundation. I'm using contour on the ear, on the cheeks. Done.
Was the shade of the foundation that you used on the forehead the same that you use for the face?
Yes. I'm just applying the contour. I'm not doing very heavy contouring as she already has very slim face. Just doing a very light contour. And I'm going to take the blender and blend it. Turn a little bit. Normal. On the jaw. For the beautiful cheeks, I'm going to do the cream blush.
And Muskan, is it fine to do the makeup after finishing the hairdo?
Yes, you can do that, but you have to careful. You have to be careful with the hairdo then.
Noted. Now there's another question. How do we choose the contour shade, or is there any specific contour for all skin types?
You have to use a cooler brown shade, and you have to go at least 2 to 3 shades darker than the original skin tone. That's how you choose the contour. And there is no specific one color for all skin type or all skin tones. So I'm giving a beautiful peach blush.
And can you suggest a budget-friendly foundation concealer?
You can go with Maybelline. Maybelline is really good. You can go with Swiss Beauty, and you can also try Forever 52. It is also nicely priced.
And which blush are you?
Sorry, ma'am, you were saying something.
Blush are you using?
I'm using Pigment Play's cream blush. Turn. So you can go heavy, light with the blush according to your choice and your client's preference. I'm just going to intensify the blush a little bit further. So now I've used all the cream products. Now I'm going to move on to the powder. I'm going to do under eyes first, and then I'm going to powder it and the rest of the face. I'm going to take the same concealer, L'Oreal. I always take my concealer on my palette, never apply any product on the client's face directly. Look up. I'm using the shade which is very close to a natural skin tone. Look at me. Now I'm going to take a lighter shade. This is from e.l.f. This is in the shade Light Ivory. And I'm going to take a tad bit of that shade, look up, and apply it just in the center for that brightening effect. See, I'm blending the concealer. Look up. You can also use small blenders if you're not comfortable with the big blenders. And you're gonna powder it there and then. I'm using Makeup Revolution's translucent baking powder. Just take a little bit powder on the lid. You can take beauty blender or you can take powder puffs. I just dip my beauty blender. Look up. Make sure there are no lines, and then just powder it and bake it. Same.
Simultaneously, can you please suggest some good beauty blenders?
You can try Pack. Forever 52 is a great brand. I have tried Elf is also good. Morphe is the best one. You can try Sigma Beauty, Real Techniques. There are a lot of brands available. But on the budget-friendly range, Pack is really good.
All right. And is setting spray not needed in the makeup, specifically before applying the loose powder?
No, it is not mandatory to use it, but you can use it. It's optional step. So I'm gonna set rest of the face. I'm using a small powder brush for it. Relax your forehead. Try not to do nose cream contour, as nose is already a oily area. So try to avoid any creamy products on the nose. You can do powder contouring on the nose. Turn. Look up. And gently I'm going to remove the bake. Once I'm done with the powder, I usually apply the fixing spray to give the glow back to the skin. So I'm using Makeup Revolution's Fix and Glow Dewy Finish Spray. Close your eyes. And from a distance, you have to apply the spray. I'm going to apply lashes. I'm not using very big, heavy lashes. I'm doing very small, nice, feathery lashes. These are from Mars.
Muskan, if you could also suggest some good foundation and concealer brushes.
Okay. Some really good brushes are from Vega, Pack, Morphe, and Real Techniques also. We're just going to do the mascara. Hold this. I'm going to curl the eyelash first. Look down. Look down. Is it hurting you? No? Curl the lash. Keep
Muskan,
looking
there's
down.
another question which says, can we use the Color Bar makeup spray for brides?
Yes, you can.
And what is the purpose of using a lash curler? Is it necessary?
It is a good way to curl the lashes. It really enhances the lashes and give them a nice flow. Otherwise, they are very straight. When you apply the mascara, it becomes very straight.
All right. Another question coming up, it says, can we use Mars products for brides, please? Is it advisable?
No, Mars is more of a drugstore brand. So you can use lashes or mascaras, but not the base products, not the powders and foundations. Look down. Look down. नीचे देखो. So रूट से लेके टॉप तक आपको मस्कारा अप्लाई करना है. Going in with the second coat. So I'm going to do the other eye simultaneously and मैं उसके बाद second coat पे आऊंगी. And मैंने purposely अपना thumb रखा है ताकि उसकी eye पे कोई भी मस्कारा ना लगे. You can also do this technique. Look up. Now I'm going to do the lower lashes.
There's a question which is coming up from one of our prospective learners, and she wants to know, is Huda Beauty's One Coat Wow Mascara a good option for brides?
Yes, Huda Beauty in general is a very good brand for the brides. So You can use Huda Beauty's products.
All right. And can we keep our hands on the face after baking? Will that not leave the fingerprint kind on face?
Not after the baking. If you have done the baking, there will be no fingerprints. But if you have applied very less powder, then it might have fingerprints. So try, आप avoid कर सकते हो fingerprints hand रखना after the makeup. But अगर किसी की बहुत oily skin है, then you can bake and keep your fingers on the face also.
And some affordable brand for the loose powder for bridal makeup.
Makeup Revolution, Krylon. Krylon has really amazing powders. So these two you can go for. Also Forever 52. Look up. So I'm taking the same peachy shade and applying on the lower lash. Now I'm going to take a small flat brush, small round brush, and I'm going to give the same champagne shade, look up, in the inner corners. इससे बहुत ही अच्छा इफेक्ट आ जाता है आपको आंखों को. I'm going to same thing on the Cupid's bow and then move on to the lips. I'm using Mars lip liner. It's in the shade Nude Spell. Lining the Cupid's bow and then connecting the rest of the lips.
Muskan, there's another, question, and the question for the neck. Is primer needed or only the foundation and the loose powder is enough?
You can use the primer. It's a good step to add. And even if you don't use it, it is okay, but you can use it. You can add one more step to the neck as well.
Suggest some good mascara brand apart from Maybelline and L'Oreal.
Benefit has some really good mascaras. Too Faced has really good mascaras. Even MAC has really good mascaras. So I'm filling in the lips with the same lip liner.
And any specific reason for doing that?
It makes the lipstick last longer. And also I'm going to give her the gloss. So I really need that lipstick color to stay for the long time. And this can also hide any lip pigmentation if somebody has.
Great. Subhashini is asking if you could please repeat the shade of the lip liner.
It's Nude Spell 08. Look there. So I'm going to take a lip brush and I'm going to apply a similar nude pink shade.
All right. Now there's another question side by side coming up. Can you we smoky eyes and bold lipsticks together? Or only nude shades should go with smoky eyes?
It's not as advisable to do both smoky eyes and nude lips. But of course, makeup has no rules. You can do it, but it is better to use nude lipstick with smoky eyes because you only want to highlight one part of the face, one feature of the face.
Understood. As there is eye primer for the eye makeup, so is
Mhm.
there any primer for the lips too?
Yes, there is a lip primer.
So do you recommend using a lip primer also?
You can use it. There is no harm using a lip primer, but you can also skip it. It is optional.
All right. Any specific reason or any specific effect that you feel that it would create if the primer is not used or if it is used?
If somebody has very wrinkly lips, somebody has mature skin, then if you use a primer, then it gives a nice smooth effect, and it also helps the lipstick last longer. But I have used a lip liner for that. So if somebody has really mature skin, chapped lips, then the primer will give a nice blurred effect for the lips.
Understood.
And I'm using ELF lip gloss. It's a clear gloss. And I'm just going to apply on the center of the lips. So I'm not applying it directly. I'm applying it with my lip brush.
Which brand of lip concealer do you recommend?
Lip concealer lip primer.
Yeah.
There is
Lip
no thing
primer.
as a lip concealer.
Lip primer.
If you are,
The question says lip concealer, but I probably believe that it should be a primer they're trying to
yeah,
ask.
you can take from the Benefit or pack. Even Bobbi Brown has some really good lip primers.
Now,
Turn on my side.
there's another question coming up from Risha. And Risha says,
Mhm.
which look is better if the bride has thin lips?
Yes, it will enhance the lips, but you can also give gloss if the bride wants it. Or it's really trending, it looks really good. अगर किसी के बड़े lips भी हैं तो आप दे सकते हो. अगर उनको बहुत प्रॉब्लम है कि उनके lips बड़े नहीं दिखने चाहिए, then you can skip it. But if the client is okay, then you can give gloss to everybody.
And Pratiksha wants to know that if you could please speak about a little about, half crease or full crease, etc.
Cut crease, I believe you are asking. So
That
yes,
I
you can do half
probably
and
believe
full.
that should be the question, but here she says is half crease and full crease.
So you can of course do half cut crease and full cut crease in bridal makeups, but right now those heavy kind of eye makeups are not really in. But of course you can do it. Half cut crease it was a big trend in 2022 and 2023. Full cut crease I believe will be too dramatic for a bride, but of course if she wants it or if you want to do it, you can do it. I'm just gonna enhance the blush. I'm using Makeup Revolution's blush. Turn. I'm applying some blush on the nose because I really like that pinky sort of effect on the nose. A little on the chin. And then we have to do the highlighter and the neck. So before the highlighter, what I do, I always take some kind of fixing spray, dewy ones. Close your eyes. And I spritz some spray. Then I take my highlighter. I really like this Makeup Revolution palette. So I'm taking this champagne shade and I apply on the high points of the cheeks. Turn. A little on her forehead. And what I also do, I take a smaller, fluffier brush. I take the highlighter, smile, proper, smile karo. And I apply on the apple of the cheeks as well. a little on the tip, on the forehead. So you can see her Cupid's bow is shining because I have applied highlighter there. I'm going to blend that a little bit. You can also apply some highlighter on the brow bone. Close. A little on her eyes. Open. And the face makeup is done. I'm just gonna do her neck and the look is done now. I'm gonna remove her fins.
Muskan, there's a question which comes up and says that is the Patrick Dark blush dude
Yeah.
good price?
So Patrick Ta in general is a very good brand. If you can afford it, then it's amazing blush.
And if you could suggest some affordable liquid blush, that's Farah wants to know.
So Forever 52 has really good liquid blushes. Even Insight has really good liquid blushes. And I have tried Swiss Beauty's liquid blushes also. They are also good. There is a hack also. You can just mix your strobe cream with your lipstick to make a liquid or a creamy sort of a blush for that extra glow. I'm just taking the foundation and I'm gonna apply it on her neck. You can take any big buffing brush and take your foundation and apply it all over the neck. I'm going to take a little bit more product. So as you can see, I have taken a lighter colored foundation just on her collarbones to highlight it. Look up. Normal. And with the same powder, I'm just going to powder it. Always dusting off the excess. I just dust off in the lid itself so that no powder gets wasted. On this area, just finishing it up. And I'm going to take the highlighter and highlight the collarbones as well.
Muskan, is there any tip of choosing a moisturizer which can be used for all the skin types?
You can choose water-based moisturizer for all skin types, but if the person has very, very dry skin, then you need to use some heavier moisturizer. But water-based moisturizer can go on everybody in summer especially.
All right. And is there any specific tip that you would, or, specific shade that you would, in pink lipsticks that you could suggest for light to medium skin tones?
Yes, you can choose Smashbox Gulabe. And you can also choose Max Meher for light to medium skin tone.
Thank you.
So this is the look. As you can see, very natural, very glass-like, very dewy, very glowy, and very trendy.
Thank you so much, Muskan. I believe, Acha, before we close up with you, though we would take up specific Q&As later, but there's another question which has come up, which says contour application for round face.
So you have to contour the cheek area. You have to bring it till the corner of the mouth. You have to do the jawline as well. And you have to bring the contour till the neck area. So basically, wherever you feel the face is chubbier, you have to contour there. You have to make it an oval. So if the cheeks are fuller, then you have to contour heavy on the cheekbone and bring it till the mouth and the jaw.
Thank you so much, Muskan. And that was really informative, I believe. And for all of you guys, it is for your understanding that let me just give you a little brief about what our course basically aims at. The course at AAFT Online covers all the basic aspects of understanding the skin tones, understanding the skin types, the colorations, the pigmentations, the different kinds of makeups that would probably suit the particular skin type, different kind of effects that can be created, or we specifically take up every particular detail in terms of every particular body part or the shape of the faces that the makeup probably demands for. So you'll be specifically learning about different kind of eye makeups, different kind of lip colors, shaping of the lips, as it is the base preparation would be a great deal. Then creating different kind of looks, starting from the very basic to maybe a party look, to a bridal look, to an avant-garde, will all be a part of the curriculum that we basically talk about in this program. And since I'm sure that this is this 3 months, if you probably plan to take up, is a certification course which gives you not only the insights about the makeup industry, the makeup techniques, but we also give you a hands-on kit that comes to you complimentary along with the course, which will basically give you all the products, and you would be using them on yourself and your model to learn different techniques that are being covered into the classes. But of course, with this, we give you, a complete kind of understanding of how those products need to be used and how do you benefit the maximum out of it. And I look forward to seeing quite a number of you in our forthcoming batch, starting from 30th of October. So looking forward to your good amount of enrollment. And I believe that the session today was pretty informative for you also, and a kind of an eye-opener. And now we are open to the Q&As. And I would request all of you to please post in your questions. And we would request our speaker, Ms. Muskan, to please take them over one by one.
Sure, ma'am.
All right. So I am still waiting for the questions to come up. Our dear prospective learners, we are waiting for your questions, though whatever were posted simultaneously related to the look that she was trying to create, I was taking up simultaneously. But if I have missed out any question in specific, I request you all to please post them again. There's a question coming up from Risha, and Risha says, how to prevent concealer from creasing?
Okay. So as I was prepping this base, I specifically applied a lot of moisturizer as eye mask on the under eye area because the under eye skin is very, very dry. So prep the skin well, use the right products and use finely milled powders. Don't use heavy matte powders. And you can also use a velvet sponge that really helps in preventing the eye creasing, under eye creasing.
All right. Now there's another question, and it says that if you could please give us some eyeliner tips for hooded eyes.
So for hooded eyes, try to use as minimum liner as possible, because if you try to create a wing, that will of course be hidden with the flap. So try to use liquid liners, very thin. Don't use gel liners or kajal that can transfer to the hood. So try to use very thin liquid liners.
Great. And if you have some tips for the heavy oily skins.
For the heavy oily skin, first take care of your skin well, then only use water based moisturizer or gel based moisturizer. Use silicone based products, use silicone based primers, and also use a matte foundation, matte powder. Try to avoid liquid and cream products. You can use try to avoid cream products. You can use either powder products and liquid foundations. Try to avoid liquid and cream blushes. You can use powder blushes and use matte setting spray.
Great. Thank you for answering that, Muskan. Now we have another question, and the question says, how to prevent grayness in the makeup after few hours?
So if you are not prepping the skin well, or you are not using the right correctors, or you are using way too light foundations, then the grayness or oxidization, as we call it, happens. So color correct it, color correct the skin well, correct your face well, use the right color for your face. And if some product is not working for you, try to change the brand or try to change the product, and then see if the oxidization is happening to you or not.
Great. And now there's another question coming up from Subhasini, and she says, does translucent powder give coverage to set full face?
No, it doesn't give any coverage. It just sets the face and prevent the oil from coming out. So translucent powder doesn't have any color.
Okay. And K Priya is saying that she's still confused with the blush and the contour application.
So for that, you have to really join the course. That's where I tell about the specific areas where you need to apply the contour according to the face shape, according to the skin, and where the contour and the bronzer and the blusher needs to be applied. So
all right. So another question coming up. If you could please suggest upon a best concealer and a loose powder dew for heavy skin.
For which skin type?
Heavy skin type.
Heavy skin type.
Yeah. Now,
I think you're
I
asking
do
about
not know with a heavy skin type. So probably it is maybe a dark skin type.
maybe they're asking about the oily side. So if you're asking about the oily skin type, then you can use Start, and you can use Max setting powder for that, and also you can use Bobby Brown for that. If you're talking about the skin type, and if you're talking about the skin tone, then of course you have to get the concealer or powder according to your skin tone.
And can we use compact powder instead of loose powder for bridal makeup?
No, you cannot, because in bridal makeup, you need the makeup to stay for long hours, and compact won't provide that kind of setting. So you can use it as a finishing powder after you're done with the loose powder, then you can use it, but not for the you cannot use only compact powders.
All right. Now Gayatri wants to know how to avoid fingerprints on the face, and what is
For
the
that,
puff to have it in finger to avoid fingerprints.
so you can buy those powder puffs. These are in round also, these are in triangle also. So you can just wear it in your finger. And also you need to set the face really nicely with loose powder to avoid any fingerprints on the face.
All right. Now again, Risha wants to know, can we skip contour if we are using bronzer?
So there is a different, these two are two different products, and the purposes are also very different. So if you're trying to slim the face down, if you're trying to give the depth to the face, then you're going to do the contour. But if you're just going to give the color, then you can use the bronzer. So if your purpose is to give depth, then you cannot skip the contour. But if your purpose is just to give the color, then of course you can just use a bronzer.
Great. So I think whatever, all right, now another question has come up now. If you could please talk about a sweat-proof foundation.
There is nothing called sweat-proof foundation. It can be waterproof, but sweat has a lot other chemicals, so it cannot be sweat-proof. It can be sweat resistance. So you can use Huda Beauty's foundation, or you can use Tarte. Those are sweat resistant, but there is nothing called sweat-proof.
All right. And how can we turn our makeup into a waterproof makeup?
So you can use good primers, you can use heavy duty foundations, and you can set the face with powders and setting sprays, not fixing sprays, setting sprays. You can use Urban Decay setting spray, or you can use Krylon setting spray. There is a specific product also called waterproof makeup in the Benefit or Makeup Forever range. You can get those products for the waterproof makeup.
Great. So I think we are done with the questions which were coming our way. All right. Now there's one question more that has come up, and she says, please name any one foundation which we can use on any skin.
On any skin, you can use Too Faced foundation or Estee Lauder's foundation on any skin, even MAC for that matter.
All right. So I think we are done with the questions, and thank you, our prospective learners, for all of you being there so patiently, and thank you, Muskan, for it was a wonderful session. I'm sure all our prospective learners would have really enjoyed it, and we thank you all for being there, and thank you, everyone.